I was going to preach at the end so that our Sunday school might have more time next door as we are gathered here. But since the children also have ears, I wanted those who have ears all to hear today's message. So today we hear about the sower of the seeds. And we know the seed to be the Word of God. And we know that this Word of God, this gospel, sometimes is received and sometimes is not received. We know that in some cases it is a hardness of heart, those that dwell amongst the rock. In the world, those are really those who don't think they need God. In fact, it's not even that they don't think they need God. Because they have all that they have, because they have no hardship, because oftentimes they are drunk with what the world has given them, they think they are God. Now, I realize that that might seem a little bit of a stretch, but in fact, it is God who controls all good things. And if one believes they control all good things, then they make themselves a God in their own life. We have those who dwell amongst the thorns or amongst the weeds. And as the parable says, it is those who come to church and they hear the word and they take the seed and they go into the world. And as they go into the world chokes them with what the world may provide. These are not those who think they are gods amongst themselves. They just rely upon themselves and are taken over by their passions to receive more from the world. Those who compartmentalize their Christianity to Sunday morning or to great feast days, to Pascha, to Christmas. And that really is many. That's a very large category. There's a lot of weeds and a lot of thorns. There's those who are trodden underfoot. Those are those who come and hear the word and accept the word, but they don't have the strength to root in and to share the word. And then there's those in fertile soil who receive the word and produce hundredfold. Now here's what I want us to take from this today. As we hear this, we have total control whether we dwell amongst the rocks, the thorns, the weeds, or on the trodden path, or whether we are fertile soil. And I know many of us are struggling to be fertile soil and to be more fertile when it comes to receiving the Word of God. And blessed is our church, for it provides to us so many tools that we may become more fertile. For example, fasting. Fasting allows our hearts to soften. It allows us to be perceptive to the Lord around us and to receive those seeds and allow them to flourish. Philanthropy, tithing. When we give and we place our resources somewhere else, it brings our heart there also. We have an interest in something that we are vested in. Prayer, confession, the Eucharist. So many things that can help us along that road. Once we determine here that it is a priority, that it may travel from here to here, the hardest journey we have to take. Now, here is how we know where we are at on this journey. When we hear this parable, where do we associate? Do we associate ourselves as the ground receiving the seed? Forget if we see ourselves as fertile ground or rocky ground or trodden path or amongst the weeds. Do we see ourselves as the ground? If we see ourselves as receiving from the Lord and we see ourselves as where the seeds will fall, then we are on the wrong side of that equation. We need to see ourselves as being the sowers of the seeds, just like the vine that grows in fertile ground produces hundredfold. Are we looking to receive or are we looking to sow? Now, I know that may be a little bit of a tough thing to associate ourselves with being evangelists or being apostles But I will tell you, yesterday we had our golf outing. It was a wonderful day. It was a great day. Many people out there golfing, having a good time. I was helping a little bit in the organization when I got there. So I took the opportunity to talk to people that I did not know and to spread the word of God. And one of the folks told me, he came up to me after and he said, Father, I have one challenge. And I said, what is that? He said, many are chosen, many are called, few are chosen. And for those of us that are chosen, we work for salvation. And I said, well, let me stop you there. I said, all are called, all are chosen. That few refers to have we listened and accepted being chosen. The Lord does not predestine anyone to not be chosen. We predestine ourselves to not be chosen. He said, okay, but when I was given the gospel, when I was in high school, I heard it and I got excited. And I immediately embraced the Lord, and I have attended Bible study ever since. He's an older man, and I have been connected with my church, and I am excited. Here is what I don't understand and what angered me. After I received the gospel, and after I heard the word, and after I believed, I remembered I have friends at school, in high school, that were believers, that were ones that were excited about the Lord, that felt they were saved, and they never shared it with me. Can you explain why somebody would not share this good news? And I said, merely it's fear of the world, fear of judgment, looking to be received in the world and not caring what the world thinks of us. That's why it's so hard for someone to do their cross in McDonald's, or say, I'm not going to this function because I have church. We find other reasons because we don't want to be vulnerable and to expose ourselves, but we need to be the sowers, not just allowing seeds to fall in our perimeter amongst other people that are standing in fertile ground, but to sow the seeds, to throw the seeds. If we had the cure for cancer, if we had the cure for the flu, forget about something as big as cancer. Or in Louisville, if we had the cure for runny noses, allergies, right? If we had the cure for allergies, we would tell everybody. We'd be outside knocking on doors, putting out flyers, telling our doctors. We'd be telling everyone, I can stop that postnasal drip. It's amazing. But we have the cure for death. We have the cure for death. No matter how we approach it, we can live a very different life because we don't view and understand and we comprehend that when we fall asleep on this earth, it is not the end of our life, but the beginning of a greater life. It is a transition into something more, something beyond our comprehension. And we think to ourselves, I can't talk about that. I can't invite people to church. I can't talk about church. But come to our festival. We're going to have baklava. I meet people. I say, I'm Father John from the Greek Orthodox Church. They say, you have the festival. I say, yes, we do, and we have salvation too. Come for that. Come for the festival. Stay for the salvation. I don't know how to really get much further than that, except for that we have to embrace it to that extent. And it's tough when we have not seen. As he says to Thomas, blessed are those who have not seen yet believe. So today I will end with one phrase. And it's one that I must internalize, and one that we all must internalize. He who has ears to hear, let him hear. May the Holy Trinity bless and protect you.